History versus Hollywood. The real story of Bjorn and Ivar. This was the ultimate brotherly clash. Bjorn Ironside, the famous warrior, against Ivar the Boneless, the cunning strategist. The Viking series turned their rivalry into a legendary civil war that split the Viking world. But how much of this is true? Did this dramatic showdown really happen? Let's dig into the facts and see what the real story of Bjorn and Ivar is. On the show, their story is full of jealousy, ambition, and revenge. It's a bitter feud between half-brothers that ends in a fight for the future of the Viking people. But when we examine historical sources, such as the Norse sagas and other records, a very different story emerges. The brothers' conflict is far less clear than the series suggests. Let's start with their relationship. The show says Bjorn is the son of the famous shield maiden Lagertha, and Ivar is the son of Queen Aslaug, making them half-brothers and rivals. But what do the sagas say? According to well-known stories like the tale of Ragnar's sons, both Bjorn Ironside and Ivar the Boneless were sons of Ragnar and Aslaug. Lagertha, who is a strong character in some stories, was Ragnar's first wife, but he left her long before, and her son was called Fridleif, not Bjorn. It's also important to remember that these family trees come from old stories that often don't agree with each other. Many historians even wonder whether there was ever a single person named Ragnar Lodbrok, as described in the sagas. So from the beginning, the idea that their rivalry came from having different mothers is something the TV show made up. The sagas actually show them as full brothers who were part of a group of warriors and often worked together, which changes the whole story and weakens the show's central conflict. The show follows the brothers as they come together to avenge their father's death, but their rivalry quickly tears them apart. History tells a different story. Ivar the Boneless is known as a leading figure in the great heathen army that invaded Anglo-Saxon England in 865 AD. He was a smart and ruthless commander who struck fear into kingdoms like Northumbria. So where was Bjorn? The sagas don't depict him fighting Ivar in England. Instead, they say he was off on his own famous raids in the Mediterranean. While Ivar was taking over York, the stories say Bjorn was attacking towns in Francia, Spain, and Italy. According to the sagas, they weren't even on the same continent, so a civil war between them couldn't have happened. This leads us to the main Hollywood story, the big war between Ivar and Bjorn for control of Kattegat. In the show, this is the main event, a bloody civil war that shapes their legacies. But in real history, this conflict is almost completely made up. There's no clear record of a major battle or civil war between the two brothers, which makes the show's central event the biggest fictional claim. Also, the idea of Kattegat as the Vikings' great capital city comes from the show. In real life, Kattegat is the name of the strait between Denmark and Sweden. It was an important trade and raiding route, but it wasn't a city anyone could conquer. The show wanted a symbolic capital, like a Viking version of King's Landing, so it turned a real place into a fictional city. So, if their relationship had been different, and the big war had never happened, what about their famous deaths? We'll talk about that next. If you're enjoying this look at the real history behind the myths, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next History versus Hollywood episode. One of the show's most memorable scenes is when Ivar stabs Bjorn in a huge battle, leaving him for dead. Bjorn then makes a final heroic ride to inspire his men before dying from his wounds. It's a dramatic ending for a legendary character. But the real history is much less clear and far less dramatic. No source says Ivar killed Bjorn. In fact, how Bjorn died is a mystery. Ivar's death is also a mystery. The show says he died in battle in Wessex, but Irish records such as the Annals of Ulster, record the death of a powerful Viking leader named Ivar in 873. Many experts think Ivar and Ivar the Boneless were the same person. These records don't talk about a glorious battle. Instead, some sources say Ivar died of a sudden and horrible disease, though the original records are less clear and mention an unremarkable end. So, did the epic showdown between Bjorn and Ivar really happen? The answer is no. The Viking series took the names of two powerful, possibly related Viking Age figures and turned them into a dramatic story of rivalry, ambition, and revenge. The real Bjorn Ironside and Ivar the Boneless were fierce warriors who left their mark across Europe. They might have been allies or rivals at times, but the civil war that defined them on TV is a Hollywood creation, not history.
Which version of the story do you find more interesting? The Hollywood epic or the real historical mystery? Share your thoughts in the comments below.